fifth Sunday in Ordinary Time, we hear these really beautiful calls of Isaiah, in a sense, St. Paul's call to ministry as well, and certainly that of Peter, James, and John with Jesus. And just to contextualize all of them, Isaiah in the Old Testament, recognizing his own inadequacy and just his own weakness, he comes before the Lord and volunteers for service. He says, I'll do it. You need somebody to take your word to the people, I'll do it. St. Paul recalls, again, kind of his own weakness, and he says, as if to one born abnormally, Jesus appeared to me last of all. But all of the transformation that came through this profound encounter with Jesus, and the disciples too, they kind of represent this dissatisfaction with the world. They have been out fishing all night and they catch nothing, and yet Jesus shows up and fills their nets to the point of tearing. So their dissatisfaction with the world is what leads them to answer the call. St. Paul's profound encounter with Jesus, gives him the guts to answer the call. And Isaiah recognizing the profound need for someone to respond to God's call. For all of us, even just saying yes to the following the Lord in our lives as Christian people, have some element of all of those things. Recognizing the need in the world. Having encountered the Lord and been transformed, we say yes like St. Paul. And probably everybody, to a certain extent, experiences some level of dissatisfaction with earthly, wealth, honor, power, and pleasure. Having been dissatisfied in the pursuit of those things. They come to a recognition that they need to say yes to the Lord in the abundance that He provides. And if we're not careful with these stories, they just become another recounting of the same old thing that we've heard again. I wonder if Peter, James, and John will say yes to Jesus this time. Yeah, they will. And I think what the invitation for us, as much as to see the promise of God and the adventure that He's calling the disciples to, and Isaiah and St. Paul, is to reflect back in our own lives those moments where we've been dissatisfied with earthly pursuits, where we have known some level of God's invitation to the adventure that He's promised us as well. Seeing the need to step out in faith. Hopefully you have to a certain degree already, but looking back and seeing with great gratitude those times where you have said, "Here I am, Lord, send me." The need is great. The need has always been great. And if we're honest with ourselves, we know that we've experienced some level of the great reward of following Him and the peace and promise that dwells in our hearts. And, the before and after of transformation in Christ. I know just this weekend is an opportunity for me to reflect back on some of those things in my own life and what God has done for me in even making me aware of what He's done, but also bringing me to a place where, while maybe He shouldn't, even trusting me with the care of His people, the gratitude for all that He's done, especially since the time of answering the call, trying to be faithful as a Christian first of all, but then as a priest as well. It really is a great gift to look back and see those places. Dissatisfaction with life, the total transformation of life through an encounter with Jesus, and seeing the need, and saying, "Here I am, Lord, I've come to do your will." I'd invite you to do the same. Look back on your own life and see those profound places where maybe you see it, maybe you recognize it in the past, maybe you don't, and this is an opportunity to look back and see the before and after, and the call that God has placed on your life to say, "Here I am, Lord, I come to